Hello, it's Uncommon Fossil here, and today I have a Lugia Archeops deck list that I want to show you and then show in action. I'm sure you're familiar with Lugia V-Star. It is the rewards on the Battle Pass for the free tier, so it's something everyone has access to. You get a bunch of cards, not an optimized deck, but you get a decent amount of cards, and then as you win and move up the tiers, you get more cards to improve the deck. And I've taken that and put in a couple cards that I think make the deck work better and hopefully more consistent. And just want to show that to you today. So you have the Lugia V-Star with its power to accelerate two colorless Pokemon to the bench, which are going to be two Archeops. And the main attacker is the Lugia V-Star within this deck at 220. It does per attack, and there is some powerful energy to boost that damage level up, plus choice belts. So have that. Obviously, Lugia V-Star evolves from the V. You're not usually wanting to attack with that. Sometimes you're forced to. Archeops, as I said, you want to accelerate that to the bench. The Primal Turbo ability. Accelerate two special energies from your deck to one of your Pokemon. So that's really good to power up the Lugias, and also at times the Archeops is not a bad attacker too. The problem is it will get knocked out, so you want to save that for late in the game when it helps the prize trade and you already have enough energy in play. Play a Pumpkaboo to bump a stadium because Path shuts down Lugia's ability. You can't set up Archeops, the deck doesn't really work, so Path. So Pumpkaboo, which you can search it out to bump Path the Peak, a Dunsparce to cover weakness, because that can be a problem, and then one Crobat V to get a little draw with. In terms of the energy, 2 V-Guard to reduce a little damage, a Gift Energy, which I had to craft. That gets you some extra cards if your Pokemon is knocked out. The double Turbo Energy, you have to craft that, but this is a very key card. The deck, I find, can run through energy because you really got to be aggressive to set it up and get it going. So double turbo just gets you 2 energy for 1 card. You can attach them quicker, and it keeps you from running out of energy quite as much. A few capture and 4 powerful you definitely want in the deck to boost the damage. The big downside I think the deck has is consistency. So you'll see the counts of cards are very high, 4 or 3, I believe, of all the trainers in here. For supporters, Research, Marnie, Serena, the new card that can help you draw, or it can gust up a V Pokemon. I've played 4 of that, no boss. You could put a boss or 2 in if you want and drop a Serena. And then 3 Cheren's Care. I like the deck to be tanky. You don't necessarily need 3 in a game, but playing 3, you're more likely to get one when you need it. Pokemon, 4 Quick Ball, 4 Ultra Ball, and 4 Evo Incense. You got to get those Archeops into your hand early and get them in the discard pile, really by turn 2, to pull off the V-Star power. And then 3 Choice Belt just to get the damage level up to what you need to be. So that's the deck list. So jump in on the rank ladder and see how things go. I got to say, it's a deck I'm still struggling to fully come to grips with. It's a deck that you got to go real aggressive early. When things fall into place, it's great. If at the end of turn 2, you've got your Lugia V-Star, you've attacked with that, you have 2 Archeops on the bench, you're in pretty good shape. If you don't manage to pull it off, you're in a lot of trouble. So it's not a deck in that because of that, it doesn't suit my style. You really have to a very narrow goal you're focused on, and you either set up right away or you've lost the game. And I don't really like that, I got to say. I like a deck that has more options, that if it doesn't start optimally, I still feel like I'm in the game. But this is certainly a very good deck, as we know. It's a deck that they are giving us. So anyway, I start in Dunsparce. Not ideal, but it certainly could be worse. My opponent gets a mulligan, and then we'll see what happens. So I'm up against Lugia also. So mirror matches are going to be very common and can be a bit annoying. Now, this deck list does not play Aurora Energy. The Aurora Energy build is probably a little better. It's more expensive, and I don't have the credits to craft it yet, so I don't have it. So you can see they play the Raikou, which is a lightning Pokemon, to attack me for weakness. So Dunsparce is key. I need to keep that Pokemon alive. So I'm going to have to get him out of the active. If he gets knocked out next turn, I'm in a lot of trouble. So we will see what I can do to make this happen. Play the incense. I'm going to want an Archeops, so I'll throw that in so I don't forget it. Just take a look. I have Pumpkaboo, Crobat, some Vs. Wait, only 2, huh? So that's not great. So I have 2 Lugia Vs prized. That could be tricky. Decent amount of energy there. All right, so the one difficulty is I got a lot of energy, and I hate getting rid of these energies. It leads to trouble. So I'm going to discard up to 3. Discard Archeops. I'll get rid of a Gift and a V. I'm going to keep Serena just because I want the draw for next turn. That is bad. So this game could be very short. I will play the path to hopefully stop them, attach my energy, and pass. We'll see what happens. If they had attached a double turbo the first turn, they could have double turboed for manual attachment this turn for knockout to win the game. Now they have to bump the stadium, which they couldn't do. So that is fortunate. The path keeps me alive for a turn. What's there? Oh, they didn't get the Archeops in the discard, so they're not having a good start either. So I'm going to have to research here and see what I get. Not great. Not great is certainly not an understatement here. So I'm just going to have to attack. I have 1 Archeops. I obviously don't have a V anyway, so I will attack with rollout. The problem here is, I do 10 damage, not much, but it's 10 more than nothing, although I did give him an extra card with that, which could end up costing me. They're probably going to knock me out. All they need is even 1 double turbo, but they don't have that, it appears, unless they can bump path. So they're playing Serena. They got the fancy art there, so they've spent a little bit on their account. Got the fancy path to the peak, too. They discarded fire energy, so they play the Charizard, most likely, as I would expect. The Yveltal to knock me out. But we'll see what happens here. So this is very good. Once I'll play that, evolve, I research. I've got to bump the stadium, though, or I can't use my ability. So I now can bump the stadium, which I think I want to do. I need to take knockout, so I will discard. Ooh, I should have. No, that's okay. I'll discard Marnie. I was thinking, wait, should I have discarded another Archeops? But no. So I will bump path first. So I got that. I want to use the ability. Just double check. I have 2 Archeops, so because I don't want to just get 1 Archeops down. So get that down. The problem is I don't have another path to play down, so I'm letting them get back in the game too. What do I want to do here? I'll get rid of. I need to get another V down, so I'm going to discard Marnie. I want Serena for the boss ability. Now, I have 2 Lugia Vs in the prizes, so that's okay. So, wait, he's going to do... all right, so... throw down a V-Guard. Capture. I don't believe I need Powerful. I better check that. So I'll just double check that to make sure my mental math is right. I will retreat back. Now, all these energy discards can also become a problem. Let me just look at my damage level. I'm doing 200. So that's all right. So I've got to. So I did miscalculate. That's not great. So I should have attached. What am I going to do here? All right, so I'm going to have to attach another powerful to the active, which means I misplayed, which is not good. Now I have knockout. And I did want to get the knockout there. My Dunsparce is on the bench, so he's protected in the short term. We will see what happens. I really don't like that light blue or teal screen, aqua, whatever that color is. It's not pleasant. Now, Archeops will take the knockout for me. I'll have to probably retreat because I don't play any switch cards, which means discarding some more energy. I've discarded 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have 4 more energy in total. Actually, if they damage me, if I'm lucky enough, I could draw into a Serena, into Cheren's Care, and put the Lugia back in my hand without so I don't have to retreat, and I save the energy. But we'll see what happens here. Miltank's a good inclusion. I can just they got the Yveltal, the amazing rare that just knocks me out. Got 2 Archeops down, so I'm in a lot of trouble. Probably lose this game. Losing the mirror to the Aurora version is not a situation where I'm favored. So we'll see where my opponent accelerates to. Miltank first. I think I'm going to have to hard retreat. So I can take the knockout. Now the problem with that is I give up an Archeops to be knocked out. Maybe my opponent's going to retreat and hit into... No. Okay. So 110. So my HP is 170. So what do I want to do here? What's the energy situation? 3 energy left. One's a DTE. I could Serena and gust up somebody. What's the damage output? Let's see. Oh, it tells me 0 but I've got 220. 30. I think I'm doing 250. I might want to knock out the Yveltal, actually. Oh, I can't, though. So... so what do I do here? I think I'll save the DTE. I'm really not loving this at all. I think I'm going down a losing path here. Retreat. Pay it with the single DTE. I have a DTE in the deck, so I can attach that next turn. Did I play it right? I don't know. All right, so I think I want to draw some cards, though, don't I? Yes, I do. So I'll throw that there. I use Serena to draw. All right, I have a path, but that's... no. I don't think I want to play path. So, get the knockout there. Take another prize card. But they forced me to use my Archeops to attack with, so he'll get knocked out. So that was a good play by my opponent. I'm still ahead on the prizes, but now it's starting to get tricky. I could have played path down that turn, because that will shut off Charizard's ability. What's my opponent gonna do here? If he just attacks into me, I put up the Lugia without the damage because I need to try to drag this game out. I do have Cheren's Care. He's going to knock him out, unfortunately. Not surprised by that. That's unfortunate, but not a shock. So hit into them with the Lugia. I'm going to play Path to shut down the Charizard. Throw down a Lugia. Throw down a Path. Actually, I can't attack at the moment, right? So I've got to accelerate that last energy, which is a DTE, which will reduce my damage, but I have to attack. Don't really have a choice about that. I think I just attack. I'm not in a great spot here. Do not discard the stadium because I've got to keep the Charizard from knocking me out. 250 plus a Choice Belt will knock me out. They have a full bench though, so they can't play Pumpkaboo to bump it. Well, I mean, they could Cheren's Care and then play Pumpkaboo. But I don't think they'll do that. Then they won't have a Lugia V in play at all. One of the issues I find with the deck, which you see I'm suffering from this game, is I run through the energy really fast. And, you know, that's a problem. I'm basically out of energy at this point. I can attack with the pieces I have on board, and really that's it. I can knock out the Lugia this turn, and then he's going to knock out him. Yeah, not a surprise there. I could attack with the Archeops. That's an option there. I think I do that because then he can't win. He got rid of the stadium, but that's okay. I have another one, right? Oh, actually, I can't attack with this guy. So, I can. Wait. That's okay. I didn't attack. I did the ability. So I will throw down the Path. And I think I just sit on my cards. I'm trying to think, do I want to thin my deck? I will get rid of Research and Archeops, Cheren's Care, and I might need, let's see what else I have in here. I have a Marnie and a Research. So, and I have a Crobat in hand if I think I want to. I'll grab him. I don't really need it, but if I get Marnied, gets things closer to the bottom. And 160 damage. Take knockout. I have potential to win the game. I don't know that I will. I'm down to one prize left. They have two, though, so if they knock out my Lugia VSTAR, they win. But I don't think he can. I don't think my opponent can, so I think I've managed to pull this out, but we will see. He could, if he bumps my stadium, which is not looking likely at this point, then the Charizard can take me out. So, but if he attacks me, I can just I just finish him off next turn. So we got the win up against the Aurora Energy build. So that did definitely go better than expected. So let me jump in one more game, see how the deck operates. Anyway, I pulled off the win. Didn't think I would there. So the deck worked pretty well. You could see in that trying to pull off Cheren's Care is not always easy. You need to get damaged but knocked out. And in that case, they were able to one-shot my Pokemon very effectively by managing things. All right, opponent's calling. Let's see what happens here. They won. We'll see what they choose. You have to pay attention here because if you're not watching, so they go first, I go second. All right, if I miss this little text box here because I'm daydreaming, then I don't know what happened. Starting Dunsparce, not terrible. Prefer to start Lugia V, but because there's not many basics, I don't know what that color. Well, there's that blank card there. But anyway, I'm not sure what that's about. It would be nice to know what that card was, but you know, I don't know. Issues with the beta, I guess. That's okay. So the deck could play Lumineon V. I have included that at times, but that is this is not a good start. They had to start their Pumpkaboo, so that could be very troublesome for them. Because I know if I have to start my Pumpkaboo, I no longer have the ability to bump path. The problem is I have a terrible starting hand. I do have a Capture Energy, so I can get down Lugia V, but right now that's it. I can't get any Archeops in the discard or anything, so it's not great. But at least getting a Lugia V into play gives me hope. Not great hope, but a little bit of hope. Waiting. Okay, my turn. They didn't get energy. That's a plus. So play a Capture Energy. I'm going to want Lugia. I always do that first so I don't forget. So let's have Pumpkaboo and Crobat. 2-2, Cheren. All right, sorry, I'm mumbling myself. Just kind of taking a scan through. So, all right. And with that, I'm done. If they knock out my Dunsparce, I could be in a lot of trouble. Maybe I should have retreated. That's a question. I don't know. If I can get a path down, since they had to play their Pumpkaboo, I might be able to shut them down. So they're Marning. They had nothing in hand. So that's, they get 5 cards, but 5 cards aren't a ton. I don't think they're going to do much this turn. I'll have to see whether I play the path, because right now it doesn't look like I'm going to have a very good turn myself. So I think, well, that isn't great. I'm going to research. I will get down another Lugia. I have Pumpkaboo in deck, so that's okay. I'm going to play Path because I don't think I'm doing much this turn. So there. I think defensive. Neither of us are getting good starts. I think I need to do this. So, not great. So what do I do here? I'll attach one Choice Belt, and how am I going to play this? All right, I am going to. I can't attack because I just have one, so I guess. I think I do want to attack, though. I will retreat, yeah, because I draw. So what do I want to get rid of here? I will get rid of that Lugia V. I think he's the best guy to dispose of. I think I want the Marnie. I never like discarding energy. If you watch the last video, the game before this, obviously energy was getting tight. I need to get Archeops in the discard. I'm failing miserably there. My opponent's got one in. I don't know if they have the ability to bump path, so I might actually want to kind of slow play things myself. Only if I can use the Lugia V's ability and get through another path down. Otherwise, I might not want to bump my path. So it's not a terrible place right now. I can double turbo, then I can attack. I will probably evolve to the VSTAR. So they're probably going to get, oh, they didn't get that Archeops in the discard though, right? So that's good too. Maybe I should get Archeops in the discard. What do I think about that? What do I get rid of here? I think, actually my opponent, I think I'm going to Marnie. I'm not loving it, but I don't want to get rid of these energies. Maybe I'm being too scared, but... So that's not bad. So now I can start doing some decent damage here. I actually can... Let's see. My damage output's 180. Maybe I Serena, call up them, and start threatening their Lugia V. If they... I won't knock them out, but if they use their attack, which they might be able to do... So I missed by 10, which is okay. If they... So do not discard the stadium, because that's stopping them quite effectively at this point. If they use their attack and bump the stadium, I can use my ability, and then right now I have a path in hand, so I can throw that down. They're not going to Marnie me, so that's good. They have a fancy Serena there. Actually, I think that was a reward recently that was given away free, so they might not have really spent anything on that. They placed Outland V. That's another card you can play in the deck. It's not a bad option, something I've certainly considered. It does 200 for 4. You also, the first attack does 40 damage, and you take an extra prize if you knock out a basic with that attack. And then you have powerful energy, so you can increase the damage beyond 40. So that 40, you can get 60 or 80, which will knock out a Sobble or a lot of basic Pokemon. So my opponent's retreating, so that's okay. They hard retreated, so they're really struggling. So I got to keep that path in play, keep them from doing anything. So this is going quite nicely. I think I'll throw down a DTE there, and I will Marnie. I run a risk every time I Marnie of helping my opponent more than myself, but I'm liking my position. I just kind of keep putting on the pressure. Unfortunately, I now have Archeops and ability to access another Archeops, but I can't discard them, so I'm not going to use that incense this turn. So do not discard the stadium again. Keep my opponent struggling. Take the knockout. And all right, another Lugia VSTAR. That's nice. They have Pumpkaboo. Now they could play Rod. That's partly why I'd rather not knock out the Pumpkaboo. If they play ordinary Rod, then that would let them bump the stadium and get going. I should be up 2 prizes after this turn. If I draw into a Serena's, I'll be up 3 prizes. So they're evolving. Makes them tankier. We'll see what they can do. See what card they can draw. Crobat doesn't help either at this point because of the path. You know, they do have their 2 Lugia VSTAR, their 2 Archeops in the discard. So, see what happens. So they now have, what, 3 Archeops. The problem is they can't get them on the bench. So it's going well. At this point, just Serena, and if I get one, knock out the Lugia VSTAR. All right, so they're really going nowhere at this point. So I think, yeah, this is a perfect turn to use my research. So get another Archeops in the discard. So I want to, no point in discarding the Choice Belt, play that. Discard. I'm not going to use... I'm trying to understand. Sorry, thinking what I want to attach here. I will attach a V-Guard, reduce my damage. I hope that they don't have Rod, because that would make me sad. And do not discard the stadium. If I had drawn into a path there as well as the ability to get a Pumpkaboo, I would have used my ability and thrown a path back out. So Radiant Charizard goes away. That's nice to see, because they can one-shot me potentially, and that's a win. So I was not able to set up, but I was able to just shut down my opponent, and because they had to start their Pumpkaboo probably, it really cost them games. So there you see the deck. It can work. You can win when it doesn't go ideally, but you also saw how it's vulnerable to path there with my opponent, and it really just shut them down. So anyway, it's a good deck. It's actually a very good deck. You know by the results if you pay attention at all. I'm just still trying to figure out how to play the deck and how to build that deck. And as I get things a little better, I'm sure I will have an updated deck down the future. Take care.